it's Melanie again from Living Luxuriously for Less, and I am so excited to be back to share with you how to use your effective goal setting and planning guide for the new year. Now, you guys know that I've already declared that 2016 is going to be Sweet 16, and so we're going to do some goal setting and goal planning. We're going to make some vision boards, and we're going to talk about how to use the tools included in this manual. So stay tuned to see what I have next. Okay, you guys, so I'm so excited about my effective goal setting and planning guide for 2016 to celebrate Sweet 16, and this is the first way that you can use this guide, and that's simply as is. Now, there are two ways you can get this guide. You can get a digital copy on our Etsy shop, and it's called, our store name is Living Lux, the number 4 Less. And I also have that down in the link below, so you'll be able to click that and check it out and download it and have it right away. The second way you can get a copy of this is by looking at our PayPal address in the description box below, and I can mail you a hard copy, and so you can have it spirally bound. So either option is up for you. The digital copy is $6.99 and the printed copy is $12.99 plus shipping. So I wanted to give you guys some great options for that. Now, in looking at this guide, it has some great content, and basically what it's doing is a self-guided tour that I've kind of written out for you guys to go back and visit dreams and goals that lie dormant within your heart, dreams that you've never fulfilled, that you want to fulfill, and it will take you through all the steps that you need to take in order to fulfill those dreams and those goals. And so it's very interactive. It really jars your creativity. I also have goal planning sheets where you're able to go through and look at your personal goals, your spiritual goals, your professional goals, all the goals that I talked about in the previous video. I will link that below as well. They're all here, and you can go through and just kind of jot these out, bullet point them out, and make your chart for 2016. Okay, so the next tool that I have here is an actual vision board. And this is my vision board for 2016. At the top, I just have the word goals. And then I use glitter, I have to be a little bit extra. I love bling. But this is from the page that I have in the workbook, and it's the 2016 page. I just simply tore this page out, and I cut out the heading, and I went and I added all of the pictures that related to my goals. There's also a 2016 big goals section in the book as well. I cut that out, and I simply listed my big goals for 2016. As you guys can see, I don't have a lot here. Now, what I noticed is that on a lot of vision boards, people, kind of tend to use it as a collage. And to me, that does not work, because a collage is just a huge grouping, and there's no way to really achieve. It's not in order. And 2016 is the year of order, which is the year of edit. And so it is about order. And so when you're putting your vision board together, when you're putting your goals together, you want to make sure that everything is in order. And so it's impossible to focus on 20 different goals at one time and be successful at achieving all of those goals. So that's why I limit myself to, maybe 3 or 4 big goals, and I've listed those goals here. Actually, I only have 2 here this year because my focus is totally different, and these goals are so big that it's going to take a lot of time to achieve these 2 goals. So I did not do all 4 or 5 like I normally do. Now, I still will concentrate on my physical goals and my spiritual goals, but those are things that have been a part of my life for a while, and so it's not going to really take any additional effort on my behalf, because that's a part of my everyday regimen. So don't say, well, Melanie, you said you had spiritual goals. I do, and that's something I do every day, so that's just something I have to work at being more disciplined at. But with this, these are things that I have not had in order, and so I want to keep these things in order. And so with me, it's budgeting. And so I have all of the things related to budget, life after debt, saving and investing, shopping, not shopping, and then here I'm saving to build an empire for my family. I have Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University, and then my second big goal is to open or complete my school of etiquette. And so I have pictures of etiquette tips, and I'm talking about the future is exciting. And then there's a young lady that I really admire. She has her own etiquette school, and so I added her emblem here just to keep me, focused. And so anytime throughout the year that I look at this vision board, I know exactly what I'm focusing on. I'm not, confused. I'm not like, oh my God, I got to plan for this big vacation, or I have to buy this mansion and I'm in debt. I'm setting realistic goals that I can definitely achieve. And so I picked up this particular board from Dollar Tree. It was $1. And the gold paper and the gold letters I picked up from Hobby Lobby. And the images, I simply printed them off the internet, and I used the tools that were in our effective goal setting and planning workbook, cut those out and added them to our vision board. And so our vision is precise, it's clear, it's direct, and it is definitely achievable. Okay, so if you guys decide to go with a digital copy, or even if you decide not to purchase this particular planner and you're putting together a guide or a vision book for the new year, you can always use a 3-ring spiral notebook. And on this, I just took my cover and I put it through the little plastic sleeve on the front. And then on the inside, I just used a 3-hole punch and I punched the different portions of the book. Now, here is the benefit of using something like this. You can always take clippings out of magazines and put a 3-hole punch in those magazines and insert it in this book. You can also tab this off and have your one section for goals, one section for finances, and you can break it down for each individual goal and use the goal book overall, and then tab it and have your financial goals under one tab, and then tab it again, have your physical goals in one tab. And so this is easy to work with if you don't want to use a vision board. For me, I like using books as well. So you can easily slide this in your work bag or your book bag. If you're on the airplane, you see something in a magazine that inspires you, you can easily tear that out, insert it in your book, and use it as you go along. So this notebook is a great tool for planning and setting your goals throughout the year. Now, for those of you guys who remember my goal planning book from last year, or my vision book from last year, here it is again. I have used it the entire year, and these sayings, a lot of you guys had commented on my previous video saying that you love the sayings that I have before each chapter of my book. For example, here it says, inspire me. This year, my desire is to inspire me to surround myself with people, places, and things that ignite my inspiration. If it is a scripture, a painting, website, link, video, outfit, idea, or individual, I will house it here. It just may be a piece of the puzzle to my destiny and my purpose. So after this, I put each little saying before each chapter. Then I went in and I added things throughout the year that inspired me. And so, I was able to fulfill my goal. One of the things that inspired me was this picture. This was a picture of me before I got married, and I was like around 128 pounds. And so I went on Weight Watchers last year. I told you guys about that. I'll give you guys my Weight Watchers story in another video, perhaps a mirror moment with Melanie. I'll talk about my weight challenges, but I was able to go back and I used this picture as inspiration in order to meet my weight loss goal, and I was able to do that in 2015. So there are several goals throughout this book. Here I talked about going to women's conferences, and I talked about childbirth and getting serious about having a family and investing in myself, books, and getting my nails done. All these sort of things that I talked about in this book, that I was able to use those little inspirables before each section in order to be an inspiration to myself. And those inspirables are also included in the effective goal setting and planning guide that I have available for you all to purchase if you're interested in that. You can use a much smaller book like this, and this is what I actually use when I travel for work. My planner is the exact same size, and so this is very easy to put in my suitcase or in my work bag as I travel from city to city, from plane to plane. And so it's been very effective in me being able to set and reach my goals for 2015, and I'm definitely excited about the things that I have in store for 2016. And I'll show you guys the planner that I'm going to use for 2016 in order to reach goals and reach the goals and visions that I have planned for 2016 in just one moment. Okay, so here is the planner that I have for 216, and I am going to take those same inspirables along with some of the printables that you see here on my vision board and put them into my vision planner and cut those out and create something very similar to what I had for last year. And this is going to be a working book, but I decided to include it this year in a planner so that I can keep my timelines and dates and everything in one place, and I don't have to have more than one system. Now, I know I showed you guys 5 different systems here. You have a vision board, you have the original guide, you have a notebook, you have a 3-ring binder, and you have a planner. But it is just simply to show you all of the different options that you can have when you're putting together your goals and your visions and your plans for 2016. Now, the most important things I want you guys to remember from this is to set achievable and smart goals when you're looking to set goals for 2016, and to remember that the only way that you're going to see success is to see it through. So don't get discouraged, don't stop, don't quit. You can do it, you can win, I can win, we all can win, and this will definitely be a sweet 16 for us all. Until next time, it's Melanie from Living Luxuriously for Less. Bye-bye.